Kemper Profiler Tones and Talks. Hello everybody. Let me throw that trick at you. Let me throw that device at you. We upped our game. Hello Mr. Thomas Dill. How are you?
I'm fine. Hi Tom.
Cool. Fuzz. We had Fuzzes last time and the episode before, and there's even more Fuzz in the world, so that we're making another Fuzz auf, as we say in German. And Thomas has prepared something about, the current level, the state of Fuzz these days, the more modern approaches to getting the fuzz tones together, maybe even more affordable, because some prices for the original devices, skyrocketed big time. And so what have you prepared for us today? Show us.
Yeah, I took two fuzzes that I own that I work with. There are really a lot of modern companies, small companies who build fuzzes. So let's say the very famous is the CVEX Fuzz Factory. This is, kind of old. I think they've started building 10, 15 years ago. But compared to the Fuzz phase, it's really modern. And it's definitely a modern style of fuzz, a more distorting fuzz, more crazy fuzz tones. Other companies like Death by Audio, Beatronics, KMA audio machines, Earthquaker devices build very great fuzzes, and there are thousands more. And I've just thought about how can we get these more modern broken fuzz tones from our Kemper fuzz. And the challenge is to compare two pedals. I have two here. This is first the REDWITCH Fuzz God, American company, and the Beatronics Vasa. It's this one is kind of like an octave fuzz, or it has an octave fuzz tone included, two different fuzz tones. I think they work with op amps. This one works with silicon transistor, and it's a more this gated fuzz tone. You can create this gated fuzz tone, so it's more versatile, definitely more versatile as the older ones, typical for these modern style fuzzes. And my focus today is to create those broken, more crazy, more nasty fuzz tones, and how to do that. So it's not only the Kemper fuzz, it's something else. And
right. Okay. So it's not
I need
about
to plug them in.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not about only recreating that tone and maybe having a more modern approach, but also even going further back than the origin of the fuzz, maybe, because the fuzz started with something broken. We know that with the broken mixing channel. So you want to create even more broken tone. That's going to be interesting. And this raises a lot of interesting questions. And for me, the most interesting question is now about the REDWITCH fuzz. Because how come that a device with a name like this isn't red?
It's the company's name, and I don't know. So
that's the white witch. So that's the good witch. So what's the black witch would be the bad witch, and the white witch, which is then the in between.
We should ask the company. I think I made a mistake. I think they are from Canada. I don't know. Okay. But REDWITCH. You see them in this Fuzz God. This is the first one, the first version. They are now at version 4, coming with 3-foot switches. So Yeah, it was. I had to make a review of this pedal, and sometimes you make a review and you think, oh, this will suit here, and you buy it. I don't get it donated, but I've often get a good price, and yeah, so
Cool. Yeah.
that's why. And yeah, starting with the fast chord. So the thing is, it's not. I don't want to recreate one-to-one this tone. I just want to get this, yeah, character, this style, this feeling, because they are really unique sounding units, and you won't get one-to-one this tone. But if I would think about going on stage, and do I need to take this one with me on stage? Do I need to expand my profiler pedalboard? Or can I recreate in a slightly different way, but get the character of this tone, get this sound without the unit? So
Good thinking.
yeah, this is the only thing. So you can't. Everybody maybe tells that you can recreate one-to-one, but you can't. So this is. I have respect for all these pedals and pedal makers, and they are definitely sound different, unique, and you only can go, yeah, near close to this sound. So we will see in some other episodes then with other devices where you can get closer. Sometimes you won't get closer. Okay.
Yeah. So that's just to chime in here. This one obvious thing. It's so obvious that I think I have to mention it. Last week again, I went to a bigger show, a major show, and I interviewed one of the guitar players who runs the Profiler Rec, and he's working basically with 3 tones, with 3 rigs that have distinct characters. And the other guitar player had 4 amps, like 2 rocks and various versions of 2 rocks, and a pedal board that was like this with, I don't know, 15 to 20 pedals on there. And during soundcheck, it was all great sounds, but then I saw the show in the evening, and I could hear 3 tones, from both of them, basically clean, some crunch, and when they played lead a little bit, it was a pop environment. That was it. So, and they were basically the same. That's all that came through. Even we could discuss effects like reverb and things like this in a setting like that, how relevant these are for a live production. So when you have to do the job and serve something, the essence of the stuff live, it's definitely to think about, okay, what makes sense and what is just completely overkill. And so that's why I said good thinking. So, but over to you.
Yeah, but adding to this one, you need to feel comfortable. And some people need different delays, different reverbs, need to have the opportunity to switch on some other effects, and some people don't. So, yeah, you need to judge and decide what you want to do. Okay, what I want to do is turning on the REDWITCH Fuzz card, but I will show you the rig manager. We go to the rig manager screen.
So I can lean back very conveniently today because you have the devices and I don't.
Okay, so here we go. Nothing in the signal chain. Bit shaper, Kemper Fuzz. That's for later on. The amp is my Marshall SLP in a slightly overdrive tone. And a little bit of reverb. The fuzz god and the VESSPA are connected in front of the profiler, so guitar goes into the fuzzes and then into the input. These are modern fuzzes, so I don't need to care about playing it directly, so the guitar directly into the fuzz pedal. They can have pedals in front of them. So that's why I've put them in chain in front of the profiler, just to save some time here. Okay, so this is the tone. This is the noise of the fuzz god. So as you can hear, it's a bit broken, that tone. It has a control called sputter, which creates this this gated tone. So it's at 9 o'clock. I will turn. It makes noise. This is normal. Maximum now. But my favorite setting is, nearly, sorry for that, nearly at 9 o'clock. So, Tom, how would you describe that tone?
That's even closer to the broken mixer channel that started all of this than the broken mixer channel itself has been. So it's more broken than broken, the tone.
Yeah, okay.
But this is totally an incredible statement, of course, if you use that tone for something. That's a statement,
It's the some reminds me on those Josh Homme sounds, Queens of the Stone Age, all those stoner fuzzy tones. So that was the reason why I bought this pedal, because getting this unique warm, it's a warm tone from my thinking, and it's but it's broken, warm and broken. So these are the two words that I have for the fuzz god. Okay, going back to the rig manager, the truth. And just that you have that again in your ears. This is fuzz god. And Kemper fuzz.
That's pretty close.
Slightly close. For me, compared, so what did I use? I had drive at 3.6, volume a little bit lower because the fuzz god is not that loud. So I turned just to have a nice comparison, so that not one is too loud as the other. You need to compare at the same level. Then the transistor shape is at 8, so this is the silicon style here. Tone for the warm tone at lower level, 1.2. Impedance, low pass filter at 3.2, so a little bit more up. Definition very low for this warm tone. And the octave is turned up very much because it creates this nastier tone. And interesting for me was I turned the mix a little bit down. So I will show you that one first. With the mix up. Compared to the fuzz god. The fuzz god has a more clarity in the sound. So to get this clarity, you can do two things. You can turn the drive down to get more precise tones and the transients going more through the mix. But for me, it was better to have this higher gain and turning the mix down to I had 85. So just the two sounds. Turning the mix down, 85. Has this nasty tone, this higher gain, but a little bit more clarity. So this is something which I use very much with the Kemper Fuzz, the mix level. And just to get sometimes more higher drive and turning the mix level down, especially when I'm using amps with a little bit of distortion, so that not the clean tones. So you can combine those two distortion sounds, so the amp distortion or amp overdrive and the distortion sound from the fuzz. Okay, and this is a great thing to have, this mix level control in the Kemper Fuzz or in the Kemper Drive and in other fuzz pedals or drive pedals. Okay, so for me, it's quite close, but not really close. And to get this more broken tone that I've showed you with the sputter control on the Fuzz God, I took the bit shaper and placed it in front of the Kemper Fuzz. And now we have that one. So we have... When you turn down the volume on the guitar, you have this.
This beautiful broken.
This broken
thing.
Tone.
It's just so ridiculous, but so cool.
Absolutely great. And yeah, now again, the comparison. Original. And the both. A bit too loud, maybe a bit too much high frequencies. What do you think?
High frequencies, yeah, maybe a little bit, yes, and a bit. This break-off thing is at a different point in the pedal than in your simulation scenario there, but the character is definitely there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe I think fiddling with some parameters, fine-tuning, it would be possible to even get closer. But I think in conjunction with something in terms of music, other instruments, you would be pretty much there, I guess.
Sometimes you get not the same tone, you get maybe a better, or let's say a more useful tone, which cuts through the mix better than the original or that thing that you've used on the recording. So yeah, let's say it's quite close. Everybody can can download this rig, so you can try and do some nasty stuff. And I'd like to show just one thing. I was thinking, so the first thing to get this more warm tone is we have many options. We can turn down the definition, we can turn down the transistor tone, and we can turn down the tone in the bit shaper. We also can turn down some controls here, but I won't touch the amp parameters. it needs to be adjusted with those two guys here. Maybe, yeah, if you like to, you can use an EQ to get it really close, but that's for me, that's too much. So I just want to have this character, and we can get the tone down. So these things maybe help. And
and I think if you would happen to have to own the profiler stage, I think activating the true impedance could even add to the breaking point coming down much more, I guess.
Yeah.
That would be, we would have to try that, but you can do, because that rig will be available on the rig exchange.
I didn't want to use for this video the profiler stage, because I wanted to have it for everybody, for all the users. So getting close so everybody can experiment. What I did was changing the order of those two, Kemper, Fuzz, and Bit Shaper. And back. So it's quite a little difference for me. You need to check that out. From the play feel, it felt better using the bit shaper going into the Kemper Fuzz, and distorting the Kemper Fuzz a little bit more with this low frequency or low bit style. And that was my approach and attempt, and this is maybe the solution for that, to let the fuzz god at home.
Pretty good, I must say, because it's a very distinctive tone, and you brought the essence very much across, and then more treble and maybe more warmth. That can be done by just adjusting the amp tone controls and stuff like that. So pretty well done, because I wouldn't have thought of bringing a shaper in to a fuzz scenario, but that's smart thinking. So everybody out there, whenever you're a stock and it doesn't go as far as you like, bring in the shapers.
Yeah. Okay, next shaper, next sound is the VESSPA. Beatronics. Okay, I need to change the rig. We have that one here. And again, a shaper. The tone of the VESSPA, it has not that much noise. And yeah, it's great.
It's already
it has two modes. So first mode is this one. And the second mode, this is the normal fuzz mode. Mm-hmm. And the second mode is this octave fuzz mode.
Hilarious.
Okay, so we need to recreate this one.
I just had the impulse that I would add something, I don't know, in the low mid area to the second version of the tone, because the first one had this was a little bit fuller. The second one had this nasty octave things on top of that, but that was screaming inside of me for a little bit more low mid stuff, but that could be achieved easily. So yeah, please go on.
Yeah,
So.
one tone that I really like, or something that I really like to play with this VESSPA sound is that. Some harmonics. It screams. This is the screamer one. So the not the tube screamer. This is the really fuzz screamer. And that was my thing to get into the Kemper fuzz, to get this tone. Mm-hmm. Okay, and here it is.
Yes, baby.
Yeah. It's only the Kemper fuzz with, you said it, octave at 10 to get this nasty tone. The drive is really at 9.3, so maximum. And here again, I took the mix down at 75 and turning the drive all the way up. So with the mix at 100%, it would sound. You miss the transients, and with the mix at 75.
Yeah.
It's also, a more warm tone, not that nasty, crispy, and harsh fuzz tone. So, yeah, definition, low level, transistor tone, low level, transistor shape, more in the middle range. So something between silicon and germanium. And to get this really high octave, high frequency sound, I have two opportunities. One is using the octave shaper. That's what I was going for, and that was what I was doing then. And you also can use an octaver or pitch shifter. I will show you that one later. So with the octave shaper, again in front of the Kemper fuzz, volume a little bit raised up to give the Kemper fuzz a little bit more gain and push it a little bit more, and drive at 2. So this is then the sound with the octave shaper. The VESSPA. So for me here with the headphones, character is quite okay. So we have this octave sound. The gain is okay. I think the Kemper fuzz with the octave shaper is a little bit more brilliant sounding, more high frequencies. Maybe in the I would take an EQ to cut down something at 4K or somewhere. But this thing is good for the mix to get heard.
Absolutely. Could you play some stuff in the lower registers? And then something high up again, like before.
And it kills. You don't have this mega sustain. Sometimes the tone is gone. But this is the challenge to play with that. That you don't know when the note is gone.
and that's the thing with these devices, actually, what they do to your playing, because well, when we had to deal with the stuff that was available out there, and we didn't have the enough, sustain, and not enough distortion and not enough tightness, we were always aiming at that, and then we had it, and it's so predictable, because any tone you play, you can keep it forever. So in a way, you become pretty relaxed and comfortable with your playing. And when you have to deal with stuff like that, this unpredictable situation, will the note sustain or not? So you prepare to stand there for, three minutes with the sustain, but the tone says, no. And
No, I don't want.
And you have to do something. That really triggers the creativity, and that's also the fun part of that, and could be used for some new ideas that are, not where you're not able to plan, because that device, kicks you into your comfort zone, out of your comfort zone all the time. That's also a healthy thing. So that's a good one. So thank you for this aspect as well. Haven't thought about that for a long time. Really, really good.
Yeah. Okay. Next thing then, the octave stuff, which I'd like to show you, which is really nice. So we have here this octave shaper Kemper Fuzz tone. Turning the octave shaper off and getting a chromatic pitch effect. So two voices. I just set both on 12 and the balance in the middle. So it's, two voices in mono. Nothing on, no pure tuning, and the mix level at -13. So you get this more normal octave sound with the octave shaper. It's a more nasty octave sound, more subtle. But what you can do is turn one to 12 and the other one to -12. And maybe turning the octave shaper on.
That's rad. I mean, that's so amazing. So with this one, you should start a band.
Yeah, you can do some cool gigs and cool recordings and really nice low riffs, great sounding low riffs. So yeah, you have the opportunity to take just the fuzz, take the octave shaper, take a chromatic pitch, turn the octave down, maybe an analog octaver if you want to have this analog style. But for me, the chromatic pitch in front of these, so at module 1, works very fine. You can place it behind the Kemper Fuzz, also okay. So yeah, much opportunities, and very interesting or very good if you like to switch this, let's say the nasty fuzz effect on. We have two effects, the octave shaper and the Kemper Fuzz, but you can place that on one foot switch. So you have this combination working, because the effects foot switches can switch two effects at once. So you have this same stuff as with the original pedal.
Yeah. Well, even it can switch on 3 or 4 at once.
If we are morphing.
Because then you would have the in a conjunction with the pitch thing as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, awesome. Yeah, I hear a vintage drum kit with not too much kick, but some tape distortion tuned pretty low, and very energetic playing, and then these tones to that, and you already have a concept. Oh, that has been already around. It was called the White Stripes. I'm afraid, but this sound would be the White Stripes on steroids, like
Yeah, maybe.
yeah. So awesome. Yeah, these rigs will be on the Rig Exchange. Search for them, people. Try this definitely at home. And yeah, use this also as an opportunity to get thrown out of your comfort zone when you're, soloing and stuff like this, when you can't rely on the sustain of your guitar, and come up with concepts for escaping the breakup, and that's going to be interesting. Thank you for all this inspiration, Thomas, this time again. And we will see each other next time, soon, next week, with some other looks at how to get the tones of some well-known devices into your Kemper profiler. So I say goodbye for now, and see you soon.
See you next time. Bye.